The source of your pain, it's in your butthole. Or it could be that you walk and stand with your feet in external rotation. Kind of like this. There's a reliance of balance and weight on the lateral portions of your body. Kind of like what I used to do with my right foot. I would walk with my right foot in external rotation and my left foot would be a little bit straight. But I would rely on the lateral arches of my feet and I wouldn't utilize the big toe. And that's what this video is about. How do we activate the big toe and recognize it neurologically so then we can have proper balance? Why is this important? Because if your feet are in external rotation most of the time, there's a lot of weight and compression on the lateral portions of your feet, your ankles, your lower legs, your femurs, and your glutes, especially the deep lateral rotators. What does this cause? And why is it harmful for you? Because what happens with lateral compression on the sides of the body, your ankles then start to give out because there's not proper balance. And so that's why a lot of people with pronated, medial, arched feet, they have a lot of ankle sprains or knee problems or hamstring problems or ITband problems or lower back problems. Why? Because think about this. When the feet go into external rotation along with the legs, the deep lateral rotators, in particular, one muscle called the piriformis, sciatica, one of the culprits of sciatica, will compress and laterally rotate your femurs and compress the pelvis and shift it forward. So then we got a shit ton of compression from gravity, and then it'll tuck the tailbone under and flatten your lower back. When your lower back is flattened, it's fragile. It cannot absorb forces properly because we want curvature in the lower back. We want curvature in the whole spine, actually, because then it absorbs forces better. So now maybe you're asking, Taco Cat Taco, what do I do? Well, during the day, when you recognize that you're standing in external rotation, you get out of it. And you may have to do this 50 to 100 times a day. Just recognizing and having the body awareness and big toe awareness to get you out of that pattern. Also, trying to walk with your feet straight and pushing off with your big toe when you walk. So that will create elastic recoil in the myofascial system and you don't use as much muscular force as opposed to myofascial hydraulic amplification force, which is way more efficient for your body. Also, accompanying it with myofascial release. So taking the compression out of the lateral portion of your feet, your lower legs, the fibularis, the lateral hamstrings, the lateral quads, the septum of the ITband, and the piriformis. Also, movement, reinforcing it with proper movement. There are a ton of videos on how to strengthen the big toes on the YouTubes. But remember, myofascial release only by itself cannot help fully. You have to accompany it with movement and vice versa. If you only do movement and you don't release this neurological pattern, how do you teach the brain to develop a new pattern? Also, tools like this that help differentiate the heel from the forefoot and the big toe. So then you're teaching the extrinsic muscles of the lower leg to strengthen along with the intrinsic muscles. Those are the deep stabilizing muscles of the foot. So teaching it how to pronate and supinate or medially tilt and laterally tilt properly. Or balance boards like this that my friend made where there's a hole for the remaining toes except for the big toe. And so then it forces your brain to neurologically recognize the big toe because neurologically, your brain can't recognize the big toe. So we need to turn it on. And then Cat Taco can recognize it as well. Look at Sorry, folks. I'm very easily entertained by dumbass t-shirts. I'm sorry.